Hi everyone, it's Denise Dawkins, your favorite CPR, BLS, AED, and first aid instructor. How are you guys doing out there today? Depending on what side of the globe you're coming in from, it could be a great morning, a great afternoon, great evening, or even a great night. I am checking in from, I generally would say sunny South Florida, but South Florida is giving us a bit of an overcast today. Look like it's going to rain. It's been windy all day, a little nippy, as you can see. Have my sweater on, but it's not unusual to go from this type of weather to right in 98 degrees deep the following day. We are here today to talk about heat-related emergencies. Whether you are working, playing, or training in heat or being exposed to those environments, it can become a medical emergency. So you have to take precaution, make sure that you nip this thing in the bud so that it won't lead to more dangerous heat-related emergencies. We're talking about dehydration today. Dehydration is something that can go into shock if it's not taken care of early. And when you go into shock, of course, you become unconscious, and your heart can't stop beating. Someone would have to perform CPR. When we're talking about dehydration, we're talking about losing fluids from the body or losing water from the body because of heat exposure. You also see this when you exercise a lot. You have a lot of sweat coming from the pores. When you're ill, you see this in diarrhea. You see this with vomiting, and you see this when you sweat. Like, when you say you break your fever, your entire bed, your sheets, your mattress become very wet. That's not unusual. So this is a way that one will or can become dehydrated. Also, if you do not take in enough fluid, of course, you'll become dehydrated. Signs of dehydration is you'll have a dry mouth, dry throat, you will become confused, dizzy, you'll be weak, and of course decrease urine output. If you ever suspect that yourself or someone else is dehydrated, you want to make sure you get in contact with a healthcare provider. Sometimes it will require you going in, being admitted to the hospital, being rehydrated by IV fluids. You may be discharged the same day, or maybe being watched for like 24 hours, or you may be kept, depending on how severe your hydration is. Some people have chronic dehydration, and that's where they live. They know what to do in order to maintain those things. But if you, like I said, suspect dehydration with yourself or anyone else, you must get in contact with a healthcare professional, because this can lead to more dangerous, life-threatening emergencies. I told you the signs of dehydration. What you want to do also, by the way, as you can see, I'm outside. There may be some wind. I hope you're hearing me well. You may hear dogs, birds, maybe cats as well, depending on who and what want to act up at this time. But you want to make sure, one of the things that you do, first aid, the best prevention for dehydration is to making sure that you drink or hydrate yourself constantly, especially if you live in a very hot place. You want to make sure if you're doing outdoor activities, any activities that's going to be outside for a very long time, you want to drink fluids 2 hours before going outside, about 16 to 20 ounces 2 hours before going outside and doing your activity. And while you're outside with your activity, you want to make sure you take in 12 ounces every 15 minutes during this activity. And afterwards, you want to drink about 16 to 24 ounces afterwards to make sure that you, again, rehydrate. We talked about the signs and symptoms, what that look like. Again, the best first aid for this dehydration is prevention. I think that's it. I mean, that's basically it. It's cut dry, very short. If you are a person that drink alcohol as well, you want to make sure you stay away from the alcohol. If you suspect dehydration, sugary drink. If you suspect dehydration and caffeine, you want to make sure you stay away from those things, because that can increase the matters of you being dehydrated. That's basically it. That's all I have to say. Make sure you enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I'm going to do that. And I want to add that I am continuing the community CPR. It's every third Saturday of every month, unless the dates are changed up for whatever the reasons may be. I will post a flyer and always have a date change, but it is going to be the third Saturday of this month. Just want to make sure that you guys know that CPR is important. It's free. It's for the community. It's hands only. If you want anything more than that, you'd have to register or you get in contact with me for a class. I just want to let you know, listen, I have a cousin that had a stroke 2 years ago. She had a stroke, I'm not sure, I don't put it like this. 2 family members. One was my uncle. He had a cardiac arrest 2 years ago, and shortly after that, these mosquitoes, shortly after that or shortly before, I don't remember which one happens first, my cousin had a stroke, and here she is again. She had a stroke yesterday. Both times her husband was around. He played a significant part in her getting to the hospital. This second time around, he was absolutely amazing in the way he handled it, in the way he recognized what was going on, the way he took it upon himself to do what he was supposed to do as a husband, as a caregiver, as a provider. But the point being is that he knew what steps to take. God forbid if she had went unconscious and could not breathe and her heart was not beating, he would have known how to do CPR. So our job is to make sure that our family members, children, anybody who is able-bodied, 2 good hands, 2 good legs, who are able with their upper body strength, learn to do CPR, because you never know when these things will happen in your own family. My cousin saved my uncle 2 years ago, and now here it is. God forbid, hopefully nothing else will happen within the family. But that is my point of making sure that you do take these hands-only CPR class. They're absolutely free. Come with your family, come with your friends, because you never know when things like this will happen. Here I am again, 2 years later, my family member again have this incident. Okay, so again, it's every third Saturday of each month, and I will post a flyer in the feed so you will know what dates I am. This will be in Miami Gardens, and those in the surrounding areas are absolutely welcome to join us. Please call. We're still doing social distances as much as we possibly can, and we're keeping the groups small. Please do share the flyer for me. I would greatly appreciate if you can do that, so that we can get the community to be aware of performing CPR and just being aware of sudden cardiac arrest in general. Have an amazing evening. I know I'm going to go ahead and enjoy the rest of my evening with my grandbaby. I will talk to you all very soon. Oh, listen to the bird. Did you hear the bird? Anyway, y'all have a good one. Denise Dawkins signing out from beautiful South Florida, where winter here is a pair of sandals and some socks for me. All right, y'all, bye.